it is important to realize that you do find what you are looking for eventually. And that is true because you sometimes put blinders on to everything else. We are going to awaken so many connections and abilities when you answer that question for yourself. And you are there also to demonstrate just how far you can go within a physical body. We want you to feel closer to yourselves, closer to your souls, closer to Source. We want you to feel closer to whatever brings you more comfort. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today is a glorious day for us to read some powerful channelings. Today I'm reading from Thymus, the Collective of Ascended Masters, channeled by Daniel Scranton. You can find these channelings on his website at danielscranton.com. These channelings focus on reality creation and ascension and are uniquely powerful. We got a chance in a previous episode to read some of these channelings, and they have their own unique flavor. Thymus is a collective of ascended masters. Daniel has channeled a number of entities that we've shared on the channel, including the Arcturian Council, the Creators, Archangel Michael, and I really enjoy the flavor of these Thymus channelings. Somebody asked in the last episode if Thymus represents the body part, and I'm not quite sure. All I know is that this is a collective of ascended masters. Thymus, the Collective of Ascended Masters, channeled by Daniel Scranton. Is humanity shifting to 5D? Blessings, we are Thymus. We are the Collective of Ascended Masters. You are awakening more and more every day, both individually and collectively. And if you are open to seeing the rising consciousness out there in humanity, you definitely will find it. It is important to realize that you do find what you are looking for eventually. And that is true because you sometimes put blinders on to everything else. And sometimes those blinders serve you, and sometimes they do not. But if you are going out there looking for evidence that humanity is evolving and shifting its consciousness collectively, then the blinders do serve you. If you want to go looking for problems out there in the world or within yourself, you can find them. And you can continually find things to fix, either out there or inside of you. But when you realize that you do not have to fix anything, then you can live more beautifully and joyously in the present moment, with that which you deem to be perfect about yourself, about humanity, and about Earth and the Earth experience. Again, if you spend all of your time trying to create a perfect planet, a perfect personality, and to surround yourself with perfect people, then that will become a lifelong endeavor. If instead you make the promise to yourself that you are going to enjoy your life as it is, yourself as you are, and look for the best in everyone else, then that can become your lifelong endeavor, and we guarantee you that you will have more fun and more satisfaction approaching your life in that way. Now, will there be things that you discover along the way that you want to work on? Absolutely. There are people who take great joy in fixing things, and it is good for you to know that you are a work in progress and that you will always be in a state of spiritual evolution, because it is nice to know that the process will continue to unfold and unfold naturally. And you can take part in it consciously, but you don't have to have at the top of your things to do today list, fix everything that's wrong with me. And then on line number 2, put, and then start working on everyone else. That's going about life the hard way. If this were all about just getting home to Source and then staying there, you would have done it a long time ago. You would have chosen the fast, easy, lubricated path. Instead, you wanted to give yourselves all the twists and turns on the road that you are on, so that you could show yourselves how it is possible to love under these conditions and how it is possible to experience joy under these conditions. And then you get to know what it is like to be Source, and Source is always looking at everything and everyone as if we're all perfect just as we are. Know that you can do the same, and when you do, you align with the truth of who you are as Source energy. And when you cross things off your things to do today list, you feel lighter. You feel instantly at peace. And then you can approach your life with the attitude of I'll wait for something to inspire me and then I'll do it. And that is the approach to life that we, the collective of Ascended Masters, recommend. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters, and we are always amongst you. It's going to get better. Blessings, we are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters. We know that you are doing the best you can, and we know that a lot of what you do there on Earth is by trial and error. You first have to trip over things a few times before you realize that they are there and that you have to go around them or step over them, and we are speaking about your lives physically, literally, and metaphorically. You went forth to experience a series of lifetimes there on Earth, and you went into it knowing that it would be hard, and we all incarnated there on Earth, also knowing that it would be hard. None of us came forth into physical bodies, and were fully our Ascended Master selves upon birth. We did have a lot of help in getting to where we eventually arrived as far as our spiritual evolution is concerned. You have a lot of help as well. You have a lot of helpers around you, and you have all who have come before you to pave the way. But what you are doing now is a lot harder than just surviving, starting a family, and earning a living. You are there to do something that is gigantic by comparison to those earlier lives that you've lived there on Earth. It is one thing to thrive under the harsh conditions of planet Earth, and it is yet another to ascend. You are there to break new ground, and you are doing it by stumbling in the dark at times and tripping over things. But you keep getting up, and you keep dusting yourself off. And the reason we know that is because you are still there to receive this message. All of you have had exit points who are receiving this message. That means you have chosen to stay at some point in your lives. You have demonstrated a powerful desire to continue on this journey and to bring not only yourselves but all of humanity into the fifth dimensional frequency range. You need to cut yourselves some slack and realize that this is the most challenging lifetime that anyone has ever had there on Earth. And again, it is because there is so much more to do in this lifetime than just survive. And if you choose to raise a family, and if you choose to earn a living, you are integrating so many different aspects of yourselves, and you are encountering all of them at one time or another in this incarnation. And so you are being asked to forgive quite a bit. You are being asked to drop a lot of resentment, a lot of judgment, and you are being asked to face a lot of your fears and your other lower vibrational emotions. And that all adds up to the most challenging lifetime that you possibly could have incarnated into, but the reward, the payoff is so much more as a result. And so we say to you all, just hang in there and know that it will get better because you are there making it better. You are the awakened ones who are anchoring in the high frequency energies and making it better for everyone. And you have so much help all around you, and more is always coming. So trust in the process, trust in yourselves, and trust in your helpers, and make this ascension the ascension that you want it to be, because you all have the choice to do so. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters, and we are always amongst you. Join us in the realm of how it really is. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of Ascended Masters. We love you, and we want you to know that and feel that, and we are very open to receiving your requests, your prayers, your offerings of all kinds, because we want you to feel closer to us, and we want to feel closer to you. And opening up the lines of communication will do that for you and for us. We are excited to get to know each and every one of you intimately. We are eager to see where the relationship can go, and of course, we know who you really are, and we know how we relate to you on so many different levels. But at this time, with where you are right now, we can start something new with all of you. We want you to feel closer to yourselves, closer to your souls, closer to Source. We want you to feel closer to whatever brings you more comfort, a greater sense of satisfaction, oneness, belonging. We want you to feel cared for. We want you to feel like there is an enormous amount of compassion and healing available to you at all times, because truly that's how it really is. And we invite you to join us in the realm of how it really is. The illusion is fun. The illusion is fine. The illusion is sometimes great and wonderful, but the truth of who you are and who we are and how we relate to one another is beyond all of that. And sometimes it is good to experience what is beyond and what you've been experiencing. And we know that. And we know the vast majority of you know that and feel that. Connection is real and separation is illusion. Oneness is real and living from the ego is temporary and false. You don't really need a survival instinct. You don't really need to feel better or worse than anyone else. Not once you've awakened, not once you realize who you really are and that this is all a game you are playing. So it is time to shed all of that and step into more of the truth of our connection to you and your connection to all the beings and collectives that you could ever want to spend some of your time with. Everything is moving closer because this is the time of ascension, and that means it is the time of integration. It is the time of all of us moving closer to source, closer to wholeness, to oneness, to the ultimate feeling of unconditional love. You've been taking baby steps for most of your lives, and baby steps are good, but gigantic leaps are available to you now, and we want to help you. We want to be there to catch you, to give you the stability on the new ground you find yourselves walking on. We are here for you always, and there are myriad ways of calling out to us and connecting to us. We are the ascended masters, and we are where we are for you. We are here in the 12th dimension because it is better for you to have a stable force that you can relate to in this dimension. And of course, as we have said many times, there are some of us walking amongst you as well. Connect and feel how good that feels. Don't wait for a little voice in your head to feel connected, but rather reach with your hearts for us, for all who are dwelling in our dimension right now. Because we are all here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. It is all happening now. Be with us and be with more of yourself. Behold yourselves anew, for you are the masters there on earth. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always amongst you. Are you awake to Source's greatest gift? Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. You have a wonderful consciousness to explore, and your consciousness is your greatest gift from Source to get interested in and excited about. Another way of looking at it is that you have senses that go beyond your 5 senses through which you experience the physical world. For example, you have your feeling sense with your nerve endings, and you can touch something like the coat of a cat, and you can have the physical sensation on your hand, but then there is a consciousness in your experience of it at that level. There are many ways to use your ability to have an experience that we would like to explore with you, because you know that you have more than 5 senses. And you must know by now that you have more than 6 senses as well. You have a depth to you that goes beyond the physical realm when you are willing to explore that which you really are as an infinite and eternal being. What does it feel like to love that cat that you are petting? What does it feel like to commune with that beautiful tree that you are staring at? What do you feel when you look into the eyes of a child? These are all experiences that you signed up for, that you wanted to have through your journey of life experience there on earth. Now you're ready to explore how much more is available to you because you are awake and you are aware. Being aware gives you everything that you need in every moment to continue the journey that you are on consciously. It is important for you to know that you don't always use your conscious awareness to guide you, and instead you go by what is habitual or societal. You go by what is subconscious or genetic, and you bypass the opportunity that is in front of you to go deeper into the moment you are in to explore what is available to you as a being of light and love who is expanding out in all directions. We know that you are interested in this, And we know that we are your guides at this time. And so we present you with the opportunity to ask yourselves the question of, how can I go deeper into this moment to have a more pure experience of it? We are going to awaken so many connections and abilities when you answer that question for yourself. And you are there also to demonstrate just how far you can go within a physical body on planet Earth in the fourth dimension. We can feel your readiness to stretch your experience of reality right now, and that is why you are receiving this message. Do not take any of this seriously, but do see it as another way to enjoy your lives that you were not taught about in most of your schools there on Earth. We know that we are speaking to the teachers, the healers, and the leaders of humanity, and we know how much potential there is within each and every one of you to go further with your exploration of consciousness, of self, and of source. That is all for now. We are Thymus, we are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always amongst you. Shift right now and be your 5D self. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. We welcome to enjoy with us this present moment experience. As we tune into you and your collective energy, we know that there is still so much that you have yet to grow and expand into, and yet we also can celebrate how far you've come. We know that where you are right now is perfect, and that is why we invite you to celebrate the present moment with us. We also do understand that you sometimes do not feel so much joy about your lives or about life on Earth in general for humanity. And we just want you to know that it is perfectly fine for you to choose whatever experience you want to have of the present moment. No one is judging you, and no one is asking you to be somewhere you don't want to be vibrationally. But we will suggest to you that you ask yourselves whether you feel that way that you want to feel. And if you do not feel the way you want to feel, we invite you to start to look within for the reasons. If you look out there at the world as it is right now, you can find plenty of reasons to not be in a state of joy, a state of peace, or even a state of acceptance. But you can also choose to look at the world through the eyes of Source. Source recognizes that everything is as Source created it to be, and therefore Source sees no reason to resist its own creation. If you saw the world in the same way, then you could choose consciously what you wanted to focus upon and let go of the rest. Letting it go doesn't mean you don't care, but it does mean that you understand where your true power lies. And your true power lies in your ability to offer a vibration. You can offer a vibration that is helpful, that is uplifting, that is positively oriented. You can offer a vibration that is filled with love and healing, and you can do so in the moment that you become aware that you have a choice. When you choose consciously what you want to put out into the world, you start to recognize how powerful you really are. You have the power to change everything by changing one thing. You have the power to dissolve all the fear that's inside of you. You have the power to shift right now and become your fifth dimensional self. You can begin operating as your higher self right now. You step into that power when you step into the realm of your heart center, and you get to experience how powerful you are through your ability to create and manifest. Those abilities are always within you, but they are often underutilized by you. If you really want to understand how powerful you are, you must be willing to let go of all the times you tried to do something and did not. It is okay to have had a life of trial and error, because all of it has gotten you to this point where you now realize more clearly not only who and what you really are, but how to move through the world as a powerful creator being. Let go of thoughts of limitation and embrace the truth, who you are as source energy, and you will find so much glory, so much excitement, so much creativity, and so much bliss in the present moment that you won't be able to understand why you've ever lived a life that was more conditional. Be the unconditional love that you are, and you will know that powerful force that is within you is ready to be utilized in any moment of any day. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always amongst you. 3 questions to start your day. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. What we awaken within you is universal. We are here to remind you of who you really are, and who you really are is nothing short of the entire universe and then some. We know that you enjoy exploring the different aspects of who you are, and you do that when you study past lives, parallel lives, and even future selves. When we say to you that you are everything all at once, we know that it is too much for you to grasp. It's hard for you to imagine that to be the case, and so many of you cling to the identity of a star system, a series of past lives, or one in particular that you really like. You are there to know yourselves completely, and that means going beyond the limitations of thinking of yourself as being just one of anything. You've already come to realize that you are more than just this one person, this one lifetime. And there's so much more of you to get to know. Certainly it is a good start for you to identify with your galactic origin or your 12th dimensional self. We invite you to consider that you are your soul, and that your soul is source, and you can go anywhere and be anything when you know that about yourself. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself the question, who do I want to be today? That question pairs nicely with this one, how do I want to feel today? And another one you can consider is, what do I want to create and experience today? You are meant to go beyond limitation because it is time to do so. You have awakened to the self-imposed limitations, and now it is quite possible for you to peel them all away and just be yourself. Be your whole, natural, true self, and you are fulfilling your mission, and you are exploring the aspect of Source that you agreed to explore, and you don't have to get so hung up on what you do or how much of it you do. Just be you, and be honest with yourself about what you do want to do and how you do feel, and it will be a lot easier for you then to decide which aspect of the whole you want to be. You see it. It doesn't have to be more complicated than this, and we are here to tell you that it isn't. And we do understand that it takes time to absorb these truths and put them into action, especially when you might be the only one where you live who is doing so, but that's okay. Become the Pied Piper of spirituality and let others follow. You are ready to do so, and we know you are because you are receiving this transmission. This seems pretty important to us. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. It is your right to be upset about whatever you are upset about, and it is your right to change the way that you feel about something. But sometimes you are not deciding how you are going to feel or how you want to feel. The tricky part of being there on Earth is that there are so many feelings, and there are so many opportunities to have different feelings because there are so many different scenarios and circumstances that can be lived by humans and by animals. Animals feel too. You are awake. If you weren't, you wouldn't be receiving this transmission, and as one who is awake, we hope you are deciding deliberately how you want to feel. We also hope that you are shifting something within yourself in order to get there, because the other way is much harder. You can create lots of circumstances for yourselves to dictate what mood you will be in, and we applaud you for doing so. That is part of deciding how you want to feel. If you want to feel joy, and you paint the room that you're going to be in all day the color that you feel most joyful about, then that is a good decision. If you like having crystals around you because you feel good having crystals around you, then make that decision as well. You get to decide how you surround yourself, and with what, and with whom. These are good uses of your free will. When you don't feel the way you want to feel, it may seem like something is being done to you. It may seem like you didn't have a choice. The truth is you did. A long time ago, you had a choice in how you would perceive something, and you made a choice. You had an emotional reaction and you didn't do anything about it. So then something else comes along in your life experience and you feel the same way about it. Now, as an awakened soul, you understand you do have a choice, but initially you may have to feel what you feel in order to clear it completely out of your system. From there, you can decide how you want to feel and do what you do best to get there. In other words, put yourself in the place, surround yourself with the people, plants, and animals that are going to help you get to that higher vibrational state of being. And then choose your thoughts and your points of focus carefully, and you will start to feel the way that you want to feel. And then you can turn your attention back on the situation or the person or the circumstances and see if you can see them from a higher perspective. See them in a different light, see them through the eyes of Source. And you will feel better, and there will be no need for you to recreate the scenario again. Therefore, you can choose the reality that you experience, and the reality you experience can reflect to you that desired vibration you want to be in most of the time. Use your power, use your gifts of being able to sense and feel. Use the gift of free will to choose, and you will always be in the state of being you that you want to be in. Eventually, you may have more clearing to do in this lifetime, and that's okay. No one has ever asked you to be perfect except maybe yourself. Maybe one or two other humans have done so, but you can let them off the hook because you must have asked them to play that role for you at some point. But you can let yourselves off the hook for being perfect and only feeling the way that you want to feel, because you do get to experience the journey of not feeling the way you want to feeling the way you do want to feel. And then guess what? You have something to teach others, and you get to be the leader you wanted to be before you incarnated and fulfill your life's purpose, your mission. That seems pretty important to us. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always amongst you. This is what you really want. Blessings. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters. We have been awakening within you the wonderful knowing of who you really are as source energy beings. And we do this for you because you have asked us to do it. You do set up certain encounters, and you do initiate the delivery of certain messages to you while you are asleep at night and traveling in the astral plane. And the request we get from most people who visit with us in the astral plane is not about abundance, and it's not about health or romance. In that state, you are most interested in being reminded of who you really are. Now, as you move into your state of waking consciousness in the morning, all of the circumstances of your life come back into the forefront of your consciousness. And what you forget in those moments is that even they are meant to remind you of who you really are. You see, everything in your life is meant to do that for you. Because in order to remember who you really are, you must face challenges that force you to go within and find out who you really are. You need at times to give up on thought and action and be meditative so that you can drop down into your heart and feel for what rests there at your very core. When you do so, you automatically start to feel more expansive. You start to recognize that you are more than just your physical body, even though you are still grounded in your physical body while doing this exercise of dropping your consciousness down into your heart center. When you can feel how powerful you truly are, you then don't need to go out and manipulate the physical environment. Those who are seeking the most power through money and leadership roles in corporations and governments are the ones who feel the most powerless, and that is why they need those houses of cards to prop them up. If you want to be reminded of who you really are, spend some time meditating on a flower or a tree, watch a bumblebee at work, or sit by a body of water. Remember that you are there to experience yourself as source through the physical. You are not there just to escape from the physical as quickly as you possibly can. If that were the case, ascending to the fifth dimension would take far less of your time. And then before you know it, you would be in the sixth and the seventh and the eighth and so on, and you would reemerge back into the same source from which you came, and that journey would be over. And then you would start again with another journey because you crave the experience of knowing yourself as a source energy being while also experiencing the limitations of the physical realm. We will remind you And we will keep reminding you because it's what you most need to know. And more importantly, it's because we want to see you come to that place where you have merged the worlds of the divine and the human, so that you can feel as masterful as you truly are in those physical bodies of yours that are your vehicles for discovering the truth of who you really are experientially. Everything is perfect as it is. Do not be in a hurry to get anywhere, but rather be more fully where you are and experience yourself as you truly are. And we promise you everything else will take care of itself. That is all for now. We are Thymus. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are always amongst you. This particular group of channelings focuses primarily on ascension and the things that you can do in this current environment to help you to ascend. And the question is asked at the beginning, are we ascending to 5D? When I look out into the world, it feels like we're moving backwards a little bit from where we were, but they're trying to tell us that it's not important. And there is nothing that we need to do. We don't need to fix anybody or fix anything. We need to find joy in our own lives, in our own earth experience. And this is not about getting home to source. While you may feel that desire, that need to go back to source, your true self, your soul, chose to separate from source and experience the physical realm as a source energy being. So it's not about just running all the way back to source. It's about the experiences, the twists and turns on the road that you're on. That's the perspective that they're coming from. And they emphasize that it's going to get better. You have a lot of help. You have a lot of helpers around you. Entities like Thymus, Quo, the Arcturian Council, the creators. It's a busy universe, and there's lots of different entities that are there to help you. When you call upon these higher density energies, these higher frequencies, they will always respond. And the more attuned we become, the more you will be aware of the help that they are providing. This process that we're going through is an integration of many different aspects of ourselves. And we encounter them for the others that we meet and through the experiences that we have. And part of this process is forgiving. You're going to be asked to forgive quite a bit. You're going to have to get rid of a lot of resentment, a lot of judgment, and you're being asked to face a lot of your fears and lower vibrational emotions as they emphasize. And it's very challenging. It's a very challenging lifetime. They claim it's the most challenging lifetime that you could possibly have incarnated into. You chose to have this lifetime. You knew it was going to be difficult. And you will continue to integrate these aspects in your ascension process. You signed up to have the experience, good or bad, happy or sad. The experience is what you wanted. Now, they also give us 3 questions that we can ask when we start our day, which is wonderful. I may create a meditation around this, but I want you to give it a try because questions are just as powerful as affirmations. Especially as we ascend, we become more tuned in to universal intelligence. And you ask, who do I want to be today? How do I want to feel today? What do I want to create and experience today? A recent study shows that the best way to overcome anxiety is not to ask, what do I need to do? It's ask, what do I need to create? And so by asking, what do I need to create and experience today? You put yourself in that perfect harmony, that path of joy. Creation is always a higher vibration. It's not complicated. You are ascending, and you are growing, and you are a part of the awakened collective. And as you awaken, you learn these lessons and you can teach others about your own process. So this process that you're going on is a part of it. You have to go through these obstacles and climb these mountains. And as you do, you will be able to teach others to do the same because you're amazing. You are love. You are source. Hey, I'd love it if you checked out my art. You can find it at www.newearth.art. We got new art every day. It's there to bless you. And there are unique sigils and magic in my art that you can use. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. Sending all my light and love to you, imagining you having a perfect day, and welcome to The Reality Revolution.